Lincoln Heights is one of the oldest black communities north of the Mason-Dixon line. It's home to NFL player Carlos Hyde, poet Nikki Giovanni, and even the Isley brothers. The men I'm about to introduce to you today welcome development. They want this neighborhood to become a place for people to call a new home.
It's our time to be handed the baton.
Meet the men of the Heights movement.
Back in the day, the community used to be real family oriented.
There could be a coffee shop here. There could be stores here.
They're fighting to save Lincoln Heights.
My family, though, was one of the first families here in Lincoln Heights.
What can we do to make sure that these kids have a better opportunity?
A once thriving black community with a population close to more than 7,000 a half century ago.
And just sat down, picked a couple things that we thought we could tackle and just went from there.
Today, only about 3,000 people live here.
As segregation, different things went off, people moved away. And in many ways, Lincoln Heights was forgotten and also attacked through political and economic forces.
That made some people flee.
Just like a lot of black communities and just like a lot of African-American stories that you've heard throughout the whole country, we had to deal with that epidemic, and we're just kind of now slowly starting to put those tools and those pieces back together.
Durance Daniels' family was one of the first families in Lincoln Heights. He also knows gentrification is happening in predominantly black Cincinnati neighborhoods.
You're hearing these stories about people who are saying, I have nowhere to go. My lease is up, so I really can't talk to you about healthy things right now while I'm trying to worry about where I'm going to stay at.
As new buildings rise and old buildings are restored, the cost of living goes up.
With them doing gentrification down in the city, it's a perfect opportunity for Lincoln Heights to thrive.
But
there's a stereotype that has permeated throughout just the history of Lincoln Heights that, since it's an African-American community, it's dangerous, or, there's no place for a business to really survive in Lincoln Heights. Where will it go? Which
leads to a lack of neighborhood necessities.
You look around Lincoln Heights, you ask, well, where's the grocery store? Well, you have to leave Lincoln Heights to get groceries. Well, what's the recreation center? Well, Lincoln Heights YMCA is closed. So if you don't have those different opportunities that are present, then how can you move forward? How can you help yourself?
Which is why the men of the Heights movement say Lincoln Heights is now open.
Our land essentially has been left untouched. It's just a matter of the invitation, and again, as Brandon put it, the creativity and boldness to come back in and invest into the community.
Right now, Habitat for Humanity is building houses in Lincoln Heights. The Heights movement thinks new construction will attract new stores, and those will trigger affordable growth.
When I sit around that council table, I see everybody that looks like me, everybody that have the same goals that I do, but deep down they have that same love and that same passion for Lincoln Heights as I do.
And it's that love they believe will push the village forward.
The goal is really to resurrect Lincoln Heights to what it historically has been, and it may take us 5 years, 10 years, 15, 50, but we're in for the long haul.
The Heights movement considers Lincoln Heights a self-contained community, which they also believe they've been able to prevent gentrification because they control their own land, which is different from a lot of other areas. In Lincoln Heights, Raven Richard, 9 on your side.